Greetings, everybody! Happy Star Trek, and happy Star Trek 55 years of Star Trek. So a few days ago, it was the anniversary of the first ever episode of Star Trek being aired, and that was 55 years ago. So there's been a few things that have been announced around that glorious day. We'll touch on a few of those in a minute. I think we've got another crew member trying to get into the bridge. Let's see if they've got their access code to the door. They're still spinning around. So how is everybody?
I'm alive.
There's a few people. Are you feeling better, Julie?
I can drink whiskey and taste it now, so...
Woohoo!
I still feel like trash. I still feel like trash, and I still sound like like a 50 cigarette a day smoker.
Oh.
But other than that, like, that's just how I sound. I don't know what that sounds like because I used to live with something like that. But no, I don't have the downtime to heal properly because
not with David's 2 young ones.
Yeah, David's at work at the moment, and his swing got extended again. So.
Oh, again?
Yeah. So I'm not contagious. I'm way past the contagious stage, but it's still irritating.
Why can't I see you, Jim? You're all blank. It's like you're cloaked.
Because Jim is blank.
Yeah, you're cloaked. You're spinning around. G'day, Sugar Kitty. Hey, Mike, have you got the link? It's in the bridge. I think it's in the bridge.
It is.
G'day, Whisky Samurai. Finally in the new place, trying to unpack. Hope everyone is well. Hope you don't suffer too much trying to unpack all that stuff and get everything organised. We all know what it's like moving house and getting everything set up. It's kind of one of those catch-22s. It's kind of new being in a new place and you get to set it all up new, but it's also a pain in the ass.
Oh my god.
G'day, Aaron.
I hear that. I hear that on a level that I really wish I didn't.
Yep.
Because at least when I've moved around from house to house before, I have had friends or family that I can be like, seriously, help me out. There's a carton in it for you.
Yeah, many times. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, help me pack. Or go chuck this in your ute and I'll get your carton.
Yep, exactly.
But at the moment, it's like when we got everything here, I'm just like, well, fuck.
Computer, transfer 4.
Link established.
So now what it's going to be?
Transfer complete.
Computer, transfer 5.
Link established.
Fact.
Transfer complete.
Of course it works. There we go.
It was having a fit a month ago. Man, cookie. It had a fit a month ago, so.
Nice. So, on this episode, which is episode 11, we're going to revisit a previous episode, which was episode 2 of Whose Bottle? ? So we're going to match whiskies that are in our collection to random characters that are going to appear on screen in one of 2 ways. So you can match them with the character and what they would drink or what you think they would drink in the universe of Star Trek, or a bottle that you think is characteristically resembles that character. I.e., if it was a Klingon, they would drink something that was really peaty, for example. That would match them. The voice sounds something like Majel. Is it a copy? No, that is Majel. Those sounds are from the archives of Majel Roddenberry or Majel Leggett. Yes. So, who saw the screening of the celebrations on Whiskey Trek Day? Well, not Whiskey Trek Day, but Trek Day.
Star Trek Day? Yeah.
Yeah,
Star Trek. Most of it.
I did not.
Yep, I saw. You seen none of it? Have you seen the announcements of stuff that they bring out, like the trailers and all that?
No.
No. Okay, so they put out a new trailer for Picard. They put out some new announcements for some of the crew for Strange New Worlds. They brought out a trailer for the new Nickelodeon kid series.
Ooh. Did it look good?
And they brought out, what's the other thing they announced?
The cast for Strange New Worlds, trailer for Star Trek Prodigy, which is the kids series.
Prodigy, that's it.
The
Picard season 2.
Yeah, Picard season 2, a mid-season trailer for Lower Decks, and it was a trailer announcing the remastering of Star Trek: The Motion Picture in 4K Ultra HD.
I saw that in
the first 4 movies.
I think the trailer that they showed was only for Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It didn't mention the other ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they're bringing out a set of the first 4 movies done in Ultra 4K. Yeah. No bonus material, so there's no extra material. The sound is still the same from the last release, the Blu-ray release, but they have done them in 4K, so much better high dynamic range for the 4K TV. Klingons are supposed to smell like lavender. No peat for them.
Yeah.
I think it would prove the Klingons.
As far as Star Trek Prodigy goes, I mean, obviously it's aimed at a younger audience. Like I would say 5 to 10, 8 to 12, somewhere in there. And for the audience it's aimed at, it looks good. For people our age, I'm sure there's going to be Easter eggs in there beyond Captain Janeway. But it's not aimed at us.
No, it does look very youngish, but yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know.
Just because because it's not aimed at adults doesn't mean it's not enjoyed by adults.
Fair.
No, it could definitely. Yeah, it might be good, but yeah, it's not. It's not my Star Trek. Put it that way.
Yeah, but perfect example. Not aimed at adults, but we still do it.
What's that?
Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally playing Pokemon.
This is not Pokemon.
And that's okay. I'm checking my day. I'm checking my day. I'm checking my daily. No. I'm checking my dailies before they roll over to the next day. I'm making sure I've completed everything for the day to get maximum doodads and nerd speak and shit.
And they did announce the day when Discovery Season 4 was actually
November 18th.
It was actually it's actually earlier than what was initially going to be coming out for that. So those who did see the opinion, what's your opinion on the Picard trailer, Season 2?
Where do I start? I mean, I'm pretty sure there was one thing. And I know that they kind of did that with Star Trek 4. They brought the crew of Star Trek to the present day to go hunt for whales. But I don't think anybody asked for Star Trek to be dragged back to the present 21st century.
No, it sounds like a cop out. I think. Yeah,
I gotta go get $10,000. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Roger.
So also, I think it's
I think it's. Go ahead.
At least based on what we saw, if I'm reading what we saw in the trailer correctly, it was one thing nobody asked for. It's Mirror Universe Picard. Dear God. We do not need Terran Empire Picard. Ugh. What, it wasn't dark enough already?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, but anyway.
I'll give it a chance, and we'll see where the second season goes. But right now, I don't have high hopes. It looks like it's going to be even darker and grittier than it was before.
How many episodes do you give us? How many episodes do you give a series before you bail on the series?
I gave it the first season of Picard 3 episodes, and I was gonna go back to the next one. I never got there, and then as I heard how it progressed, I was like,
okay, but you what I mean is like you willingly gave it. You gave that whole first season.
Which I think was 6 episodes, so I watched about half of them.
Yeah, I did the first season of Discovery. The first 3 episodes
Discovery, I
of the
haven't really
second
watched.
season.
Yeah, my thing is, I'll
3-4 episodes of Picard, but I watched multiple YouTube channels that reviewed and talked about every single episode. So
I'll give a series the first 3 episodes of season 1, not including a pilot. And if they don't have me at the end of those 3 episodes, I scrub the whole series. Same thing with a book. If you don't have me in the first chapter, I don't read the book, and then the book goes on walkabout.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I do what's called traveling. I do what's called traveling books. It's part of a book. It's called Book Crossing, and I have a membership, and so I have my own membership code. So I put my bookmark in it, and to cover it from the weather, I put my book in a Ziploc bag, and I'll just have like 3 or 4 books in my backpack or something, and I'll go on an adventure for the day with the kids into the city or something, and I'll randomly take a book out and I'll leave it on a park bench, and it says, "I am free. Please take me home" on the Ziploc bag, and they're called traveling books. Someone else can enjoy it because I think it's trash.
I like it.
So yeah, sometimes I'll do that with books I do like. I can safely say I have no memory of sending a single Star Trek book out into the world. I know my mother has some in storage, and I've been bugging her ever since you guys brought up the merch and stuff they already have, and all the books that existed. I've been bugging her to try and let me have them, and she's like, "I just don't know where they are. I don't know where they are." Bullshit.
Go find them.
I know they exist.
Since it is the 55th anniversary of Star Trek, we'll go around the room and we'll talk about our first ever memory of Star Trek. Who wants to start?
Not me, only because my memory is fragmented due to trauma. So I can't tell you when my first experience was. All I know is I've had Star Trek in my life my whole life because my mother is a Trekkie and she always has been for as long as she can remember. So it's always been there, but due to severe trauma, I have no real memories of it. I just remember being told I used to do this and I used to watch Star Trek and do this at these young ages, but I have no memory of them.
Yeah.
I've had to rewatch everything as an adult just to try and figure out what the fucking hell people are telling me I used to watch. So,
yeah. So
Captain, somebody got the transport buffer.
Pardon?
That's a negative.
Okay, I was trying to figure what Chris was talking about there.
Yeah, help him somewhere. Called somewhere.
No, he was in the transporter there.
No, he's not in the transporter buffer.
Fair enough.
So my first memory is something similar to that. My mum always liked Star Trek, the original series. So this would be late 70s, very, very early 80s. My earliest, I would have been 5 or 6 or something like that. And I remember Mum sitting there watching something on TV, and I asked her what it was, and she said it was Star Trek. And all I remember on the screen was guys on some weird planet-looking thing wearing red uniforms. And I've been hooked ever since.
You're a weirdo.
What was your first memory of Star Trek then, Mrs.?
I was about to say, hang on a second. I thought I heard someone.
Yeah. What's your first memory of Star Trek?
Authorized personnel on the bridge.
That one.
She's like, I don't know.
Next Gen.
Next Generation. On when we got to Obi-Wan, so then going, and it was on. I was at with Gio and it was on that.
Okay, so when a Next Generation got aired on TV. Yeah. Still smashing us a burrito.
Mm.
The mess hall has been closed for ages. Meant to be on duty.
You're supposed to eat before your scheduled
Before your shift.
Duty shift, Ensign. Do try and
exactly.
rectify that.
Yes. I'll be talking to your commanding officer.
Just bring your burrito. Don't be a bitch. I do it all the time.
Here we go.
I do, guys. Okay, something. You seem to have forgotten.
We already told him he couldn't house his burrito on camera.
Why?
That's true.
It doesn't crunch like what my chips do.
So he's put it up. My first memory was with my dad. He loved it. He learned how to program the VCR because of Star Trek. He didn't care which.
Aaron's is, for me, Dad putting on the first Next Generation episode when it came out. Oh, that's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, don't be a pussy. Just bring your burrito on. Ignore them. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it. You're not going to be an inconsiderate little bitch like what I accidentally was when I was eating chips during a watch.
Yeah, as long as it's not crunchy stuff, it's fine.
I have learned.
What's your first memory of Trek?
I have learned.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
For me, my first memory of Star Trek, and I don't remember why the TV was on. I just know I was a little kid. It's had to have been late 80s, maybe the early 90s, like early 90s. And when I was playing in the living room, and Star Trek was on, and I just happened to look up, and I'm like, "Whoa, that dude's got pointy ears." I'd never seen somebody with pointy ears before. Obviously, it was like, "Whoa, this is cool," and I was hooked.
It's funny that my first memory is of the red shirt. Probably got killed in the episode.
Unless it was Lieutenant Wadley.
Could have been.
Or Mr. Scott. Remember, Mr. Scott wore a red shirt.
Yeah, could have been
killed.
But I do remember, I don't think it was Scotty because it was on a planet. So I remember it was a weird looking planet and a guy wearing a red shirt. That's all I remember. Does that burrito have ghost peppers in it?
Oh, Jesus God.
So, Commander Kyoko, your first memory of Star Trek?
I think it's the same as a bunch of people. I looked up the date because I was curious. September 28th, 1987. So I was 7 years old when Next Generation first aired. That's what I remember distinctly, watching that first episode and seeing those things at the end just floating in the sky and be like, "Well, that was a twist." Would have never expected that at all.
How did TNG survive past that pilot? That pilot was bad.
Apparently not for a 7-year-old. I really dug the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to do a watch party for that so we can MST3K it. Good God.
That's it, though. That's why when I said earlier how many episodes I give a series or the first season, I always exclude the pilot. I always exclude the pilot. And I'm like...
The original series.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I don't know how I'd go watching that today. That'd be so funny.
I mean, I didn't realize until I was watching a video last night on YouTube of someone, doing a hilarious, a comedic review of the pilot, that Picard actually asked Riker to make sure that he didn't behave like an ass around children. I'm like, somebody wrote that in a script and it made it to air? What? Like, I can't imagine Picard saying that. No. Oh, that's such bad writing. So bad.
That's why the season ended with a writer's strike, apparently.
I just gotta say, I freaking love my wife.
Okay.
Somebody parked in front of her signs and flags that she put up on the fence, and with their big landscaping trucks.
What?
And she's out there chewing them out like, "You need to move."
Well, what signs are they?
They're in remembrance of 9/11.
Okay. What sort of street are you on?
We're on a private street.
It was a
Okay.
private way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, so I'm asking.
I mean, it's a public street. They didn't have to move, but she was like, you didn't have to park right in front of the sign. You could have pulled down a little bit, and yeah, I love her.
Don't get me
She's
wrong.
not afraid to
They
go stand
definitely.
up.
No, like I agree. They definitely didn't have to do that, but at the same time, legally, they don't have to move. They can legally be dicks.
No, had nothing to do with legally. She was like, this is in remembrance of 9/11. You didn't have to block the sign. There are plenty of other places for you to park, and you parked right in front of the sign.
That's why I started with. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, legally, they don't have to move. Legally, they can just be wankers.
No, but they did because my wife is terrifying.
And that's fine. That's why I'm just saying, like, I really hope they do move, and thankfully, as you've said, they have. But unfortunately,
yeah, she was respectful about it too. She wasn't rude.
That's really good.
Yeah. And they were respectful. Although she was yelling at the people that didn't own the truck, so that was a little bit, But the people that did own it ran over and moved it. So
wait, she was yelling at randoms.
Well, they all belong to the same company. So it's the landscaping company that's finishing the bathrooms for the golf course down the way a little bit.
Okay.
And so there was one landscaping company working on the rocks and the flower beds, and she was yelling at them, and they're like, "It's not my truck."
And they're like, "Oh my god, some fucking random like woman has just come up and blasted."
Yeah.
For once, I didn't do anything to deserve this.
Yeah, they're like, "It's not my truck," and she's like, it belongs to your company.
I'm not gonna lie.
They got the people that own the truck to move it, and
I get that. I fully get that. I'm not gonna lie.
And then my wife went out and thanked them for moving it. Yeah.
That's awesome. See, that's great. That really is great.
All right, back to Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So Aaron's got an interesting point. What's the best episode to bring someone into Star Trek? Because I don't think it's the first episode. Well, you have to think.
No. I wouldn't recommend the pilot of any series. They were all bumpy.
No,
I mean,
and
honestly,
with that person, you have to say, well, what kind of stuff do they like to watch already? Are they into sci-fi already? What's their genre of entertainment they like to watch, and then try and match an episode similar to that.
Oh,
the first episode that comes to mind for me is the one that we just did a watch party on. Doomsday Machine. Arguably.
Oh, Doomsday Machine from the original? Yeah.
I mean, or Star Trek in general. It's arguably one of the best episodes of Star Trek. And really, if you're going to bring someone in, I can't think of a better episode to start them off with.
Don't forget, there are some really, really good standalone episodes that we have discussed that they could also do that on if they don't want to watch an episode and then be like, well, yeah, but like what happened before that or what happened after that? So there are some really good standalones so they can kind of get the feel for the graphics if that's what they're into, or they can get a feel for the actors and their style if that's what they care about more. I'd start someone on a standalone.
It's been 55 years since the first episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
For a younger person, the original series might appear a little bit dated. They might not. I have heard that, but I mean, for us, we're old fossils, so we've been around the track.
Speak for yourself.
4 years old. No, 68, sorry. TOS first run episode while my father was teaching summer school on Long Island. The TV had no knobs, so you changed the channel with pliers. First TV ever. I remember those days when the TV knob broke and you had to use a screwdriver or a pair of pliers or something. The ones that had the slit in there, you could get the screwdriver. It was good, but yeah.
Yep.
I think I remember one that had one of those multi-grip pliers stuck onto it.
1968, 4 years old. My guy, that's 20 years before I was even conceived.
Well, it's funny because I remember the TV, like when you got the VCR with a remote, so you didn't have to get up anymore to change the channel. You just watched TV through the VCR. That was pretty great.
With the cord?
Yeah,
Like
with
the
the cord.
cord.
Yeah, you didn't have to get up, but you could change the channel on the VCR, so you didn't have to get up to change the channel anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fancy. With the big long cord, yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
See, now I feel entitled. We had VCRs with remotes, but they didn't have a cord on them. Because I remember
Well, that
my
was phase
stepdad,
two.
if I was in the way, my stepdad would yeet that remote at the back of my head.
That
So
was phase two.
there was no cord attached to that thing, because then I had to go fetch that fucker.
And you had to program the VCR at the VCR.
Yeah, I've had to do that.
Yep.
I've had to do that.
And those first ones were so clunky. Like when you press stop or play or anything, it was like a clunk clunk. You know, it was real mechanical.
Oh yeah, you could hear them.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the experiment where when my kids are teenagers, I'm going to hand them a cassette and a pencil and to see what happens.
Oh yeah, remember when you used to get the fine for returning the movie without rewinding?
I don't remember
There's
that.
a channel I watch and he always says, "Be kind and always rewind." Because he's a retro kind of. It's funny how there's a lot of the younger kids these days are getting into retro stuff. Anyway,
Yeah,
so anyone else for anything else? Or should we start rolling into the first character? And
Sure.
So you know what I do love is I've been watching some of the episodes of the original Star Trek.
The answer's no.
And I love the like old school buttons and switches that they have, like, you know, that were on. You know what I mean? It's not like just touching a panel. It was like.
I love a good toggle.
Physical mechanic.
To this day, I love a good toggle switch.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's so funny. I blame my ADHD though. I love buttons and toggles and like levers, and I love driving a manual because I love gear shift.
That was in a college dorm setting. Our family didn't get own TV until 2 years later. I was going to say, 96 days pretty early for a TV. Alrighty. First character. Computer. On screen.
Affirmative.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Fucking EMH.
The doctor. What was that?
I'm gonna pick a whiskey for a freaking hologram.
Hang on. Does it have to be whiskey?
No. Well, it's got to be a whiskey.
I know. Oh, see, I was going to say, because I know we're whiskey track, but I know there's a few people. I know there's a few people that I'm like, they're vodka people, or that's a gin person.
Oh, fucking Aaron Hardiman, that's beautiful.
So I was like, I know we're whiskey, but does it have to be whiskey?
Lift whiskey. First whiskey made from the molecule up. Beding. This remote was 90% of the reason my mum bought one. Only played tapes here and there, but not getting up to change the channel. Priceless. Yeah, I know, right? Once you got that thing programmed, it was awesome.
Sorry if I broke you, by the way, Jim. That was no.
Wait, so who is it? Is it down here?
This is Voyager, the holographic doctor.
Oh, the Voyager. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Right, what am I going to pair with Doctor? So, yeah, just reiterating, you can either pair a whiskey with that character, as in that whiskey is similar to that character's personality, or something that the Doctor would drink. Considering it's a hologram, what would he drink in a setting? So, because he doesn't need it for sustenance, but what would he drink in a setting with it?
And that's why I asked, because it's a hologram, I would choose something see-through, aka a white spirit. Oh, hey, you can actually get new make. There you go. I can choose a new make. Can I choose a new make?
Of course you can. It's whiskey.
I'm asking because I don't want Jim to make fun of me again.
I'm not going to make fun of you. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the chat. I don't have the chat open. I thought you were laughing at what I said happened.
Just look up the top left on the screen. You can see it right there.
Do you have any idea how small that writing is?
Yeah, seriously, Ken. Some of us,
Oh my
some of us
God.
can't even squint and read that.
Well, what size screen you looking at? Like a phone or something?
I have a huge screen and I can't read that.
I'm on my laptop, but it's not a small laptop.
I don't know if I can change the resolution on the OBS, but yeah, it's kind of blurry on on OBS.
For you can full screen it.
I've opened it. It's on my phone now. I can read it.
I have chat up on my other monitor. It's fine.
Well, I have it up now, so congratulations. I've had to stop what I was doing to read this shit.
Over 50 eyes might cause a 3-inch screen big. Once you go 1080, you can read it. Exactly.
Shut up, Aaron.
Can you go 1080 on? Yeah, I can read it on YouTube. I can't read it on.
Yeah, of course you can read it on YouTube. It's big black text.
It's really not, but okay.
No, I'm saying I can read it on the YouTube
in the live chat.
I can't read it on OBS. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm reading it on the live chat because the OBS is trash.
Huh.
I don't know if it's trash, but
it's teeny
seems
tiny.
a little harsh there, Julie.
Shut up. It's teeny tiny. It's teeny tiny in the tippy top corner. I can't read shit. I need a lollipop. Okay.
It's a lot clearer when it gets to YouTube.
What are you holding, and why is it metallic? Like, why is it pearlescent?
It's not pearlescent. It's just it's light shining off the glass.
Oh, okay. Well, what the hell is it?
There you go. I've increased the bit rate. Highlight 4. Highlight 4.
Nothing happened.
Accepting.
Oh.
No, I mean, it is the doctor. I suppose he was sampling from his own beakers.
Oh, a beaker. That's good.
Yeah, so actually what this is it's
your pea cup.
No, you pervert. It's Federcairn Scotch that I had to decant into this funky bottle because the original bottle broke, and I saw it across the room and went. Okay.
Okay, because of the color of your shirt, it does not look like Scotch. It looks like radioactive. Yeah, there we go. Because before it just looks like radioactive pee.
What the fuck? I know he's the doctor, but come on now.
That's why I was like...
Unless one of the engineers had an accident.
I'm going to try to compete.
That's too close to the wall for that day.
Meet. Now you can see it's a Scotch.
That's why if I'm wearing a coloured shirt, I always have a piece of blank paper that I put my glass to, so people can see because it's white behind it.
Let me fix my damn background now.
All right. Well, I'm going to go, since you were saying clear, but because this is not only a recent model, but so this is Loch Lomond, single grain, heated, done in a coffee still, and punch it. Actually, I don't have that command on this one, so that's not going to work.
It has.
I can change. I can change it. So we got this one. This is, even with a wide screen, this is pretty much clear.
That is clear.
Yep. It is super, super clear. So I would think, stealing Julie's idea, that he would go with
Yes, he did.
But also because this is done in a column still, which is a lot more scientific and distilled in a much pure way than it would in a pot still.
Oh my God, I know what I'm going to pick. I I don't own it, but I do want to get it. I can get it from the master of Malt, but I bet the taxes are going to be ridiculous.
Nah, sorry, it has to be something you own.
I don't own any clear new makes.
No, but the bottle that you pick has to be something you own.
But you didn't say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I don't think that's a fair restriction.
And it was on the first one we did with this as well.
What?
I I know it was on the first one, but you said we're going to revisit this, but you still never specified that we have to own it.
At the beginning of this episode, on your shelf. On your shelf.
The beginning of the beginning.
Yes, right at the beginning of this episode, I said it's on your shelf. So I'm going with that. Loch Lomond, single grain, peated, in a coffee still.
You're a dick.
All right, I'm going with the Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye because of how much research and science they actually went into making this still. So it's the 3-chamber still that they created.
That's really cool.
So yeah, they have a whole thing. They even put a video up on their website on, you know, how they had to go and recreate it from, you know, documents that they had to go find that were public record and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting. They actually did a lot of work. So I'm not pouring it right now because I have something in the glass, but
that's a cool idea. I like that.
I know what I'll choose, but I'm not getting up to go get it. But I'm
That's all right, as long as you've got it.
People know I have it, and there's also a TikTok of me on the day it arrived opening it, so people do know I have it.
Was that the one with you twerking?
I don't twerk. I'm way too thick for that. No, I don't twerk. I have standards.
Oh, okay, good. We appreciate that about you.
That I have standards, or that I don't twerk.
Whiskey made from the diabetes.
No one needs to see that. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here insulting myself, just happily chilling in my own little bubble of self-loathing.
So what whiskey are you picking?
My Glenfiddich Experiment XX or Experiment 20. Whatever way you
the Project XX.
The Project XX.
The Project XX, yeah.
Yeah. Because the creation and the thought and the food science behind that bottle, it absolutely just blows my mind. The creative minds that got together to nail those specific tastes, it's fantastic. And I think he would absolutely love that. And I really think he would just be like, well, yes, but why?
Yeah, rightio, Ben.
No.
Yeah, Aaron, it's good whiskey. It is overpriced, though.
1X or 3Xs. There is no XX. Yes, there is. There are 2 Xs. It's Project XX, aka Project 20.
Whiskey. Number 1.
I own 2 bottles of it.
Sir. Okay. This is going to be bouncing around a lot. First, I grabbed this thing. Oh, it's going to show up real good. This is before the mustache, for one thing.
Oh, there he is.
That's me and my brother meeting him.
Cool.
Oh, God, it's so
awesome. Sick. I like too.
So that was like one of the only Comic-Cons I ever went to because people. Yeah, right, I'm going to bounce around in my head. 1, the doctor has drank something before, but only when he inhabited 7 of 9's body that had champagne. So I figured he might like something sweet because I couldn't think of anything that was champagne finished or anything crazy like that. Then I remembered he played a priest in the holodeck in an Irish place. So that clicked on Irish whiskey. And then I remembered he's a doctor, so he's had to deal with death a lot, and he was pretending to be a priest. So the closest I could come to is the sexton.
And that bottle too, though. I think yeah,
that looks like something you'd see sitting on someone's table or something in a show.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a good whiskey.
It's a statement in and of itself.
Yeah, Scully's got a top hat, and it's good. I like it. It was a nice surprise when I just my mother donated it, and I tried it. And I was like, holy shit, this is really good, and it's really good price. She donated a lot of stuff at the beginning. My mom and my dad donated many bottles.
Your mom and dad are good people. They're good people.
Their wedding toast was live long and prosper. So, yes.
Bloody
okay, but I was going to say,
Yes,
Bourbon, did you wake up and choose chaos? Because you're a wee bit of a dick today, aren't you?
I think it's just a day in general.
That's why I was like, you're tons of research and money creating a
day.
mediocre, way overpriced whiskey. It's not overpriced in any way, shape, or form.
I think
he's talking about this one.
Yeah, he was talking about Stahl's Rye.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yes.
How expensive is that rye?
$250 US.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's overpriced. He's not wrong.
Doctor. He did like good stuff.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really different, but it's overpriced. Yeah.
Okay, so he's
and going back to Commander Kilco's bottle, the Doctor really did like doing 3D hologram pictures, so he would definitely like to take a
day.
picture.
Definitely affecting your attitude. I'm really sorry you're having a shitty day, Ben. That sucks.
250 here as well. Yeah. All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah, I know it's going to sound stupid,
Computer.
Bourbon.
Next.
Grab a lollipop.
Affirmative.
He said sirens have been going off all day up in New York City. So
Jim just saw where it was.
I don't even know where to start with that one. That's almost worse than the EMH.
I'm literally sitting here and I'm like, I don't think I have a whiskey that tastes like vegetables. Like,
I do.
What have you got? What have you possibly got?
It is like one that's a local craft distillery here, man. It tastes like a freaking celery stalk.
Do you have it though?
Breckenridge?
No, it's 477. It's a store pick too. It was not good.
That doesn't sound like it was. Barkley.
Yeah.
The red shirt is still alive. Yes, the red shirt is still alive.
Hey, Tito.
What's up, Tito?
This is one of Tito's favorite bottles, though.
Is that right?
Okay, I'll go get that bottle. I'll use that one since that's what it is.
I don't remember. Oh, I'm trying to think. I do have a trash whiskey that I was just thinking. The first thing came to my head was trash whiskey for a trash person. And I was like,
trash person.
I was like, I don't like him. I don't like his character.
But what he did in Voyager was awesome. I reckon he really came into his own in Voyager. Like in Next Gen, he was hypochondriac and kind of annoying and irritating and sometimes.
That's it.
Voyager, he really came into his own.
I have to throw something in here. Barkley was kind of someone I related to because that was like the first introduction to, someone else feels like this all the time. And I had no idea. Like as a kid, like I didn't know what, like I knew that feeling when he was talking about it, but it didn't relate to like mental illness or
that's because when you were a child and you were having all of that, it wasn't spoken about.
No, that was the first time it was like, oh gosh, someone else can feel like this.
Yep. So what are you going with? Is that the vegetable one?
Yeah. This is the one that
vegetable.
No worries, Tito. We know you're busy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Not easy being a teacher.
Here, I'll try to pour it again.
Well, I'm thinking I actually want to go something a bit sophisticated and complex.
But you can't steal my idea.
See, I'm stuck because I don't really have much of a thought process for him because I didn't fixate on him as a character. And as a result, his existence is kind of like, it didn't sit and it didn't stay. So when I think about him, all I can hear in my head is Picard calling him broccoli. I mean, like, whoop. So I hear broccoli, and then I'm like, I hear broccoli and I hear cauliflower. Straight up, broccoli and cauliflower go together for me. And the last cauliflower thing I did was I had cauliflower soup, and I was drinking my Glenfiddich 14 when I was eating it. So that's all I got. I'm sorry, I'm useless today. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sticking with this idea.
Sophisticated and complex light whiskey, Tito reckons. All right, what have you got, Jim? Is it Amrut?
Amrut, yep.
Yep. Which one? Amrut Fusion?
The Amrut, no, it's the single malt.
Oh.
It's the real traditional single malt. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, so this is Barkley. So you figure Barkley's not going to drink anything crazy. Not anything that's super high proof or super funky tasting. And I saw this and went, this is a pretty nice, rich whiskey. It's got some citrus notes, like some citrus orange notes, and it's got like that. Like some spices like some Indian spices going on. It seems like the kind of thing that he would sip.
Yep. Well, I'm going in the same kind of veins. I'm going with Beam Suntory's Hibiki Harmony.
I can see that.
Very pleasant, easy drinker, awesome aesthetic, awesome story. Yeah. So I can imagine him sitting in his quarters, chillaxing and sipping on this.
See, I have that, and I don't. But like I said, he didn't stick in my brain, so I very clearly don't remember him the way you do. I barely remember him at all through Voyager.
Well, he didn't have that big of a role in Voyager. He was mostly in TNG. That's where his big role was.
But in season 7, well, even season 6 and 7 in Voyager, he was actually quite a pivotal.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm going to go with that.
You have a new shirt for merch. Pete, who the fuck is Pete?
Oh, that's been there for ages.
Hang on. I'll check the baby monitor.
Does that sound like a small ensign?
Yeah, and because she's just moved into her new big girl bed. I'll be back in a sec.
No problem.
Did everyone go? I was spacing out.
I think
this stuff is awful, dude.
I think it's just you and our comms officer, and she's indisposed. So if you'd like to go, Commander, you have the floor.
I picked Sagamore Spirits. I'm not 100% why, but I knew, what you said earlier. Not everyone's going to like Rise in general. But so that's kind of when I went off of. Also, I don't always grab a rye. Like, I'm not going for it all the time. It can be kind of abrasive. It can be kind of, it's going to bother some people. I'm thinking of Whiskey Mountains in particular. And so I thought that gave me a good idea going into it. It's something not everyone's going to like, but if you get used to it, you kind of, and this one especially, like I had this last night because it was one of the donated bottles that I've been gotten over the years. And it was kind of mellow, like compared to the other ryes I have. It wasn't as spicy. It is double oaked. So that's a little more obvious, or it's more on the palate. You get more oak out of it. It kind of tames the spice from the rye. But I was trying to find something that had a spider on it because he turned into a spider at one point. Couldn't find it.
Yes. Nice. So, Stoll, you're going with the horrible vegetable one?
Stall's in outer space.
I think.
Sorry,
go ahead.
You're going with the horrible vegetable one?
Yeah, that was not good. I've already dumped it.
So you just
that's
missed
going to
out.
be a drain pour bottle.
We did the holographic doctor.
And Dr. Schlong is in the chat. I think the link is in the bridge channel in the Discord if you want to join us.
Yep.
I was also trying to think what the Three Musketeers might drink because he had that program when you first met him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
I was blanking. I was completely blank. I'm like, I don't know what they would drink then. That was I don't even think they had whiskey. They had like wines and beers. And
yeah, JD.
G'day, JD. To me, Barkley drinks the opposite. A study in contrast. Knob Creek single barrel store pick and lots of it.
I was eyeballing the one you did too, the Harmony. I was thinking about it.
Harmony. Yep.
If you'd like to do that, Shane, you can do that.
This adjustment on faces caused some social pushback. So what?
Everything Starfleet wouldn't frown on a clean-shaven face.
Hey, no, I don't think he can be my boss anymore.
Unless you're Riker.
Adjustment face. Get your ass on here, Doc. That's an order.
He shaved his shit off, and now he looks like he's 14 again.
He does not look like he's 14.
Jim, no.
That's Will for the Whiskey Crusaders.
All right, next one. Computer, next.
Affirmative.
Is that Morn?
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What rocket do I have left?
So it is Morn. Now you have to remember. Everyone loves Morn. Morn was always in Quark's bar. Had his own stall. And he is a play on Norm from Cheers.
Oh, I never got that.
and he was a legend with the ladies.
Are we well whiskey?
I didn't need your response to this one.
Oh, I was going to say,
sounds to me like you should be Dos Equis.
Pardon?
What was that? Sounds to me like he should be Dos Equis, the most interesting man in the galaxy.
I was going to say, would it be too cliche of me if I made the joke about how he was classic with the ladies because he was a classic laddie, and then I just go from there?
Oh, boo!
Would that be way too cliche of me to do that?
Kind of corny, but I like it.
But because of his character base, going along that Brooklady line, probably a Port Charlotte. But I don't own a Port Charlotte, so I can't beat that.
Oh, should I get that?
Yeah. Go ahead. You do that for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal it.
Do it. And then the active medications officer has to pick something else. Well, you've got a classic laddie, so you can go with that.
I have a classic laddie, so I can start that. And you can finish that by going that extra classy step up that really, really would like just fit it. It would just tie it off perfectly. Where did Jim go, by the way?
He's looking for a bottle.
Okay.
White horse for sure with a beer chaser.
Yeah. Miranda's actually doing really, really well. We've only had one bad night since I built her bed. And she's been in it since Monday. No, Tuesday. She's been in it since Tuesday. I hear a dog.
Do it.
That's my wife. Just kidding.
I'm gonna go.
That's not what I meant. I hear dog feet. I hear dogs' feet and the claws on tiles or on floorboards or liner or something.
Yeah, that's my lab walking around.
Yeah, I was like, don't you fucking dare make me out to be that person.
I'm going to go Johnny Walker Green Label. Because...
Now I'm glad I changed my choice because that's what
I think you were going to go with that, were you?
That was my original thought. Then I changed my mind. I thought students were a little better. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking something really high end and expensive, but he's always at Quarks. He's not that rich, and he's drinking a lot. So
He drinks a lot and he plays the double tables. He's not rich.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even though he did,
especially not Quarks running the double tables.
He did have a stomach full of old breast latinum that he could just put into a glass when he wanted to. That was good. So yeah, I'm going to go with good old Johnny Walker Green Label because it's it's not a blend; it's a blended malt, so it's got 4 single malt whiskeys in there. What's that?
I said I hear Porthos.
Yeah, and it is a really good dram, not that expensive, and you could quite happily sit on this and drink it anytime. So I think that would be a perfect one for Morn to sit at Quarks and happily sip on this. Now
I'm looking at the Noble Collection from Crown Royal. I'm popping it, actually. It's the Dos Equis of Canadian whiskey.
Not the Noble Collection.
Disagree. Because it's not expensive, but the packaging looks impressive.
Does it come with a bag?
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's
and
not
a tube.
But it's not something you're liable to find at a bar. And it wouldn't.
You're not going to find that at
Quarks.
Especially not at Quarks. Are you going with the Dewars?
Dewars 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nope.
There we go.
Nope. Stupid.
I kind of had it working.
Totally dicking with you, Jim.
Yeah, that's what it usually does. Originally I was going to go with the green label, and I'm like, that seems a little rich for Morn's blood. So I'm thinking, cheap pour, something that's almost a well whiskey. Dewars 12.
Nah, Morn's got taste.
Oh! Ooh,
and you can find Crown in every bar in the U.S. Just maybe not Noble Collection.
Not that one.
It's the only Crown I have.
Got taste. Dewars 12 wasn't that bad. I mean, that being said...
No, I'm saying he said he doesn't have taste. I reckon he does have taste.
I didn't say he doesn't have taste. I said, he's not rich. He's gonna be a well whiskey. He's not rich. He's not rich. He's not gonna be. I didn't say he didn't have taste. I said he's not ordering JW Green because that's not a cheap pour. Dewars 12 is gonna be like $6 a glass.
I figured more for a blend for sure. Well, the other thing I was thinking of was Dimple 12.
I have to pour that.
If I was going to go for a base blend,
I've got the 12. I have the 12 and the 15 in I've got the 12 and the 15 in storage, and the 12 is boring.
Really?
I was just thinking of bottle shape.
It's really boring.
I mean, it's not going to blow your socks off, but I actually think it's.
I haven't had it in a while though. It's been probably a year at least since I've tried it, but I remember it being just meh.
Get your ass on here, Doc. Morn is Dickel Tabasco. He's going to drink what no one else will as long as it's cheap and available. I'll give you that. So it's Dickel Tabasco or Malt for Morn? Morn?
I can see Morn.
I could see the Malort.
I can see Morn being the guy at the bar ordering the bottom shelf Dickel because it's cheap.
I still reckon he's a bit more high end than that because he's not getting smashed.
Fair.
Not smashed, just we smashed, not lot smashed. Let's see. Guest.
Who's next?
First.
Do we all go?
I think we all
Have
went
you
except
gone?
for the commander there in the middle.
Number one's next.
Yeah, that's why I was like, first is up.
I would say my knee-jerk response was old granddad, because for whatever reason, when I saw Lauren's face, I thought of an old granddad. It was weird. And then I was thinking the 2 stomach thing, and you said the Latinum, and I went, oh, damn it, one of those stomachs is not. It's got something else in it. So maybe not high proof. And then I just sidestepped to Elijah Craig, because that's something you can get almost anywhere. Most people generally like it. It's friendly. It's affordable. Possibly, if people were in a good mood, and I don't have one, it would be like the barrel proof, but that's a little more expensive. That's a good deal more expensive. So I just went with the Elijah Craig, the basic.
Elijah Craig. Yep. That makes sense.
Sugar Kitty. Maybe more in orders Booker's, but Quark does better in terms of an old tub. Quark would do that.
Yeah. Quark would definitely do that. Most definitely. Yeah.
Or
like, no matter what.
He just had the Booker's bottle, but he filled it with the old tub because he's a cheap bastard.
Yep, and that is
and he takes the Booker's for himself and puts it in his private stash.
Speaking of cheap and everything, I've just finished a bottle, so I don't have it on my shelf anymore. But here's something to consider. The Glenlivet Founders Reserve on sale is only $54. It's something to consider. He lives there. You may as well call him a founder of the bar. It's an option.
He has been there, even with the Cardassian occupation. He was there, so
that's why I was like, it's on sale for $54 at the moment.
Founder of the bar. At this point, he's more like a load-bearing.
And it's a founder's reserve.
Morn is a load-bearing support for Quarks.
I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah.
All right, computer next.
Affirmative.
Who?
Who's
Mr.
that?
Reed.
Is that Tucker?
No, that's Reed.
Reed. Fuck. All right. Now I'm in the deep end.
I got nothing.
Actually,
What?
So Reed was the tactical officer.
Enterprise.
Let's see. I'm mentally picturing what's in my closet at the moment compared to what's in my vault that I can at a later date prove that I own by unpacking it.
Malcolm Reed.
As long as you've got a bottle, we know.
I know. That's why with the Livet, I was like, I've had it and I've owned it, but because it's actually so easy to drink, I go through the bottle so quickly.
I have to do research on Reed right now, so.
Yeah, I was like.
Okay, growing up, Reed was raised on the water. He knew how to handle a boat before he could ride a bicycle, studied great naval battles.
Oh, I know what I'm picking. I'm picking two. I'm picking two because they go together. And I do have both of them.
We'll go for it.
Okay. And I just want to make sure I'm going to pronounce it correctly.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking bourbon too myself. That's exactly what I was thinking. A bog standard bourbon.
I have too many bottles.
Send the bottles to me. I will keep them safe.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's called. Okay. Yeah, I'm going with the 10-year Airstone because they do a sea cask and a land cask. And you literally get the best of both worlds with that. And having that seafaring past, and that's protecting the land present. I'm going to go with that. Nothing else I think of that I own would fit. And the sea cask is, all delicious and briny and.
Personally, it tastes like shit. I didn't like any of those air stones. They were cheap.
I've only had the two. I've legit only had the two.
They're horrible. Didn't like them at all.
We didn't mind them. David really enjoyed the sea cask.
I'm gonna go Redwood Empire Lost Monarch.
Huh. Interesting.
Nice,
Why?
easy, cheap. Nice, easy, cheap, accessible, easy to drink. Got quite a bit of going on there.
Mm.
And it's got that, no frills. Good sipper. So I could see him sitting there when in a rocks glass, kicking back after a shift.
Dude, my kid's alarm is going off and he's not waking up, and it's really pissing me off.
Go and wake him up.
Whack him on the head with it.
Oh. Go on. Be a dad.
Do it. I found this jigsaw piece puzzle and I don't know where the jigsaw is. Not found it. Who's next?
Okay, so my first thought was, okay, he's English, he's got a background of having family who serves in the Royal Navy, so I was thinking something finished in rum. And then I looked and I have like one, at least that I could find offhand, I've got one rum barrel finished whiskey, and I'm like, I don't see Malcolm Reed drinking Dewar's, do you?
Nope.
And I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute. I have the perfect bottle for this. And JD, if you're still in the chat, thank you, because without you, I wouldn't have this.
I immediately thought that, Cuddy Suck. I immediately thought that. As soon as Reed come up, I went, oh, I know Jim's got the exact bottle that he just opened earlier.
I haven't opened it yet, actually, but.
Yep, Cuddy Suck Storm. That was the one I was thinking of. I was wondering if you're going to pick that, because that's what I exactly thought.
On there.
Yep.
Okay, so my first thought was Jefferson Ocean, just because that's aged on a boat, in barrels on a boat, and with his background in the Navy and stuff like that. But I don't have that. So I also saw that he was an Eagle Scout.
Yep.
Good old.
So why not some Eagle Rare to match the Eagle Scout? I don't know. That's all I had. I don't really know his character very well.
Makes sense. I think Commander Kilco is doing some research.
I'll mold it over. I think I have something. What I remembered is his accent. Although for the beginning, I was like, which one was it? Which accent? And then I remember he was British. He did some kind of spy stuff. He was big on military. He was tactical. But since he was from the British Isles, apparently, the closest thing I could come to was Irish or Scotch. But this is the Fighting 69th. So I figured he'd enjoy some kind of military-esque Irish whiskey, such as this.
Yep.
It's easy to drink. It's an easy drinker.
I like
I can see him pouring this and just sitting there and be like, like going over military records and such.
Reminiscing about military strategy. Yeah.
This Crown Royal Rye is pretty good, man.
It is.
You liking it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Computer, next.
Affirmative.
I know what I've got.
The eyes.
Robert O'Reilly.
Gowron? Oh God.
Gowron. So this is not what he would drink, but this is Garon. Brimstone. In your face. Makes your eyeballs pop.
I was thinking Smokehead, but I was like, don't own it. So
that's one way to go about it.
I'm gonna have to go with David's Octomores.
That he would drink it, or that's the character?
I look at him, and then I have the way my thought process works. And I'm like, you belong inside of a bottle of Octomore 10.1. Like,
well,
it's one of those.
I'm like, this. He is Belcona's Brimstone. I mean,
if you rub a whiskey bottle and a genie comes out and you get to make a wish, that's what comes out of Octomore 10.1.
Yeah, a bit of
sugar kitty. Oh,
but it was
that's
Scotch.
a good
I would
point.
say on Pulteney. I think Kidnap the Lost Monarch, something heavy, alternative, Sagamore, straight right. There you go.
Gowron.
Yeah, Boom was part of the script, but yeah, if I was going to go British. I'd probably go Highland Park. Read. But yeah, for Chancellor Garon, he is a bottle of Belcona's Brimstone. Now, for what he would drink, if it wasn't Klingon blood wine.
See, we have to have a stream someday where we all try blood wine, but I don't know where you get that.
I was thinking where.
Someone out there has done it.
Someone's
been like, hey, I'm going to make a cocktail or something, and they call it blood wine.
Yeah, there has been. Not Steve the bartender. Behind the bar. Not that one. One of those ones. But he did a whole bottle of Klingon ones. I mean, Star Trek thing ones.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what a Klingon in general would be like. Oh, hey, that's me.
I have one.
I'm a Klingon. Right here.
Cat.
I don't think he's a Scotch drinker.
Everyone kind of equates Klingons to PD because apparently there's.
Yeah, maybe if it was peated. Yeah, it's something bold and.
I'm going in a different direction.
I got it.
I'm not going anything peaty. I don't think peaty is what Garon would drink, other than blood wine, because it is blood wine. So I want something that is a freaking sherry bomb. Actually, I've got it. Oh, you got Redbreast? Is that Redbreast's there?
No.
Well, Edredor. Oh, Edredor. Actually, that's what I was thinking. Heavy red wine funk.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going that function. Yeah, I was going that
I was originally thinking like Orphan is like prune juice, but I think that's an exception rather than the rule.
Yeah, so I was going the same thing. I'm going with the Kill Karen 2021 8. This is sulfury. So this would be really reminiscent of Kronos, which is a very sulfury planet in some of the spots where they go. So similar with the Brimstone, I think he would actually like this. This is
take one of those,
But the kids to talking though. Garon is by kind of single malt in your face. You're all wrong. I want something the rest of the world hates. Oh, you're going Bardstown. Which one?
Prisoner.
Nah.
The prisoner. Takes no
This
prisoner.
is like drinking wine at whiskey proof. Just saying.
Yep.
And that's why.
Nice. Yep. I think he would like the sulfury egg fart with that lovely wine sherry finish. Either that or 180 proof silver bits. Yeah, I was thinking light whiskey, but I'm like, I I think he wants a bit more character, and that's a squeaky one.
Yeah.
Is that everyone?
He's not really an attractive.
I got
man.
mine. I thought
That
initially
what was yours?
blue label, because it's one of the things people put on a pedestal, but it's not that great. And Gowron was, ahead of the Klingon Empire, and everyone knew he was shit, kind of. But I defaulted to Macallan 12 once you said Sherry.
Oh, you know what? Hey, that's actually really good because people talk that up so much, and it's so it's just so underwhelming.
Yes, I'm gonna pour it, and I know I don't like it, so that's gonna be fun for me.
I'm gonna pour it even though it's trash.
I just don't like it. It's not that. I mean, I want to try other versions, but this one just is no, not at all.
I love that. Like, I'm gonna try other versions, but this one.
No, this one specifically, I do not like.
Like the other version, I want to try is the Macallan 18, but whatever.
The
Probably
same goes
never
for
will.
Dalmore. Like Dalmore 12, I don't like it at all, but I'll try the other one.
Polish
sample
plum brandy,
of-
so taste mixed in with the highest of proof. Yeah, now you're talking.
I've had a sample
Well,
of the
I'm
12,
gonna
the
pour-
18, and the 21. They're all boring.
I'm gonna have some awesome sulfury Kilkerran egg fart.
Did you say can kill Karen egg fart?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
I don't understand why that's appealing, Ken. I wouldn't want to do anything.
Oh, it is.
It's, to me, that
When you
smells
first
like
have it, it is such a sulfury egg fart.
No, I hear
And it's
that,
really
and it
strong.
takes me back. It takes me back to Rotorua, to the clay baths in Rotorua. It's just reek of sulfur. And
But once you get down
soak in those pits,
past
and
the
oh
neck-
my god,
Yeah, well, this is like this. This is literally sulfur egg fart. But as soon as it gets down
yeah.
to the neck, and
Why
it
is that
sits for a
not
week or two?
appealing? It's
So good.
It's so gross.
No, it is amazing.
I can imagine that's coming out of your pores.
No, it's not that bad. All right, that's
Because-
everyone.
Oh, it's so the concept hurts my brain.
For the
Well,
record,
since
this
I'm a
Macallan 12
Klingon-
doesn't smell as bad as I thought it did. Like, I don't know if it's like
No, it
bathroom
smells
heat
good.
has done
That's the
something.
problem with Macallan. Macallan
Yeah,
smells
it smells
good, but it
better.
tastes like shit. Yeah.
The initial smell I didn't like just now.
Not
but
appealing? Yep. Gowron. Exactly.
Yeah.
Kapla.
I liked him at the beginning. He was a good character at the beginning where he's coming in and being like, and his eyes and such. But then later on in the series, where he was just a
Glory to
politician
you and
being
your
a
house.
jackass. I especially didn't like
Yeah,
the
so
DS9.
kind of like Macallan for people who have never had it before. It's like, oh my god, look what I have! This is so cool. This is shiny. It's great. But then they educate themselves and they're like, well, this is a piece of shit. Like
the taste
Yeah.
doesn't do anything for me. It's a little spicy. That's it. A little bit of oak spice. and then
Johnny
it's just
Walker
fades
red
out.
with LMP? No. You're not going to do that shit.
Hey, fun fact, really quickly,
Right.
totally out of context, and I'm so sorry. Did you know that Tesla has removed their windscreen wipers for lasers in their latest patent?
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna end well.
I was like, anyone
Yeah.
else see this? Anyone else see this ending badly?
Yeah.
Right. Teslas are going to transform and laser eyeball us to death. Oh, great.
I was like, are we taking bets on Tesla are going to be the first to try and create the Enterprise, and they're going to do it so fucking horribly. No one is ever going to want to try again.
Someone has to be the first.
Going, you're gonna build the Decepticons.
Yeah, that's more like it. All right. Computer. Next. Computer next.
Affirmative.
Oh. We have fun with this one.
Yeah.
Also, bit heavy on the DS9.
That's great. Be quiet.
No. There's
It's
only
like the
been
third DS9 character in a row.
Oh, three so far. Yeah. Okay. Now there's a very even mixture. I put in.
All right.
This is, but I can't help it. The randomizer. This is what's come up.
I was going to ask, have you randomized it?
Yeah, it's random. So I added a whole bunch of characters in, and then it's just random. When I say the command, it's random. The next one that comes up. So I got no idea what's coming up.
Really bad is I can hear what he said in my head.
Yeah.
He said something very specific to Worf.
Yeah, I can hear his voice, but I'm just trying to think.
I think he liked single malt, but I'm not sure. All I remember about that little exchange was Worf likes his blood wine sweet. Young and sweet, I think is what he said.
Yep.
What the hell did O'Brien say? Because he won.
Young and sweet. Young and sweet. I'd probably.
Young and sweet was the blood wine. The blood wine, not O'Brien.
For the blood wine. Worf likes his blood wine.
Worf likes his bloodline white, light, and young and sweet. But O'Brien, I'm blanking out on what the hell he said.
I got nothing.
It was Scotch.
Like that's why I'm like.
Well,
the character we all like, and he's going.
I'm gonna go Redbreast Oil.
Why?
Because it's Chief Miles O'Brien and he's Irish.
Enough.
And it's a damn tasty dram.
That's fine. That's why I'm asking.
Yep.
Going the wrong damn way. There we go.
Powers
John Lane. Yep. I got a bottle of that coming. Yep. I'll go good old Redbreast.
I thought about the Redbreast, and I'm like, So we're talking about O'Brien. You know, he's kind of like the working stiff of Star Trek. You know.
Yep.
If he has anything fancy Irish, it's going to be something really fancy that only pulls out on a special occasion. Otherwise, he's not buying the upmarket. He's not buying the upmarket stuff. He's just buying, good old solid Powers.
Yeah, and I probably would have gone with that too. That's why I'm going with this. Just good old Redbreast 12. Bog standard Redbreast 12. Nothing fancy like the style or a 21 or any of that, except for a fancy occasion. But just a daily drinker, Redbreast 12. Irish coffee with Glendale. That's getting fancy.
I almost picked Bushmills Black Bush, but I decided to avoid all the inappropriate jokes.
I was thinking Bushmills 10 myself.
So
yeah, I don't have Bushmills 10.
I do have a Bushmills 10.
I don't.
There you go.
Hey, I'm sitting here and I'm like, fuck, what have I got? Do I actually own any Irish? I was like, I don't think I own any Irish whiskey. Oh, the shame.
So I'm going with Hibiki because his wife is Japanese.
Oh, right.
Irish was a little too simple-minded for me.
Oh.
Hey, good call, V. Way to insult everyone else on camera.
I was going to say that's well.
You realize you're Justin Ensign.
well played, you asshole.
You're on brig duty, Henson.
Actually,
I'll give you that one.
I also own Proper 12 too.
Mr. Fancy, but can't afford it, so he doesn't think.
Okay, that's just insulting O'Brien.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm still just trying to get over the fact that for a minute I was like, I don't own any Irish whiskey. How do I not own Irish whiskey? And I'm like,
oh, but he does, Sugar Kitty. He's got fucking Blue Spot.
That's a thought, Sugar Kitty. Wants the fancy, we can't afford it, so he doesn't drink it neat.
I do too. Yeah, I have 2 bottles of Blue Spot. I have Red Spot, Yellow Spot, Redbreast cask strength, 12-year.
Yeah, I was going to say, the problem with the Blue Spot, at least from my thinking, is it goes back to, we're talking about the working stiff of Star Trek.
Yeah,
he's not going to spring for a bottle of Blue Spot.
Officer, so.
the working stiff of Star Trek. All I can think of now is working like blue collar, budget, Irish patties.
I have a bottle of that. I didn't pick that.
I don't own any, so I was like,
that is a good point.
The Powers John Lane is a freaking good choice because that's actually a really good.
Oh, I also own Lestal. Yeah.
I think I picked the Powers because I was channeling Donald Rance, who's not here.
And actually, I could have done Jameson Black Barrel as well. Is it Black Barrel or Black Label?
Yes, the Black Barrel.
That's another choice. Just good old.
I've gifted the McConnell's Belfast blend. I've gifted that, but I've never had it. And that's a really, really nice bottle. It's an interesting looking bottle.
Yep, so, he's just going with bog standard Jameson. Mucking around.
I know we've had Teeling, but I think David finished it, so I don't even think we own it. But I do know I own Proper 12, and I own Bushmills, and I own the 10.
I don't own Bushmills. That's one I've never
made a decision. What have we got?
So sug it, sugar kitty.
I had to find the exact quote, which was a pain in the ass. When
you found it?
Brian's talking to Worf, and they're doing the bet. He says a single malt, preferably something from the Highlands. And though I don't think this would be exactly it, this is the closest I could get. That was Open 14.
Yeah, wish I'd known that.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I have a lot of Highland Scotch, so it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of Highland Scotch now. Like Highland Scotch, but this is the one that came to mind because I do like this one.
All right, so all allowed. Now that we know that he likes something from the Highlands, let's all pick something from the Highlands that Brian would drink.
That we own. Got to get that
single malt. A single malt, preferably from the Highlands. So I think he likes anything from Scotland, probably, but preferably.
And of course, that can also be Speyside because that's in the Highlands.
Yeah, I was looking at some Speysides too, but that's probably one of the only ones I said that says actual Highlands on it. Okay. I do like Highlands.
I know exactly what I'm choosing, and I have 2 bottles. No, I do. Yeah, actually, yes, I have 2 bottles of this. Right. And when I get my vault, I'm going to do an episode specifically on this entire collection. I'm picking mine because of you, by the way, first.
Oh, this is the decision-making noises. It's like you can hear the gears turning. I wish I had more Highlands, actually. This is kind of a bummer that I don't have this one.
Oh, yeah.
There are others I've tried, like samples and stuff of the Highlands Scotch. It blows me away every time. But
well, I was thinking Deanson 12, but then I changed my mind, and I'm going to go with Glenmorangie 10.
Classic.
I almost went at Tomatin, but I only have these samples. So
I'm going to
go with Glenmo 10.
It's a classic, though. It's absolutely fantastic.
Easy, great Highland classic.
It's adaptable.
And I wasn't going to go with anything with a heavy finish because he said he liked Highland, so he's after that Highland classic flavor.
I was going to say Tomatin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, actually. The one we got from the Whiskey Club actually is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going Tomatin 18 because you've got that one, haven't you?
That's what I have.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with my Oban Night's Watch.
Cheers, girl.
What are you doing?
Oban Night's Watch?
Yep, I'm going with my Night's Watch because it's this beautiful, delicious, woody, spicy, just like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dram. It's one of the few closest to being peated that I actually enjoy. And I think it's a really good gateway for me to get into that.
You don't like peated?
No. I'm working on it. I am working on it, but that's only because I quit smoking like 8 years ago. I'm an ex-smoker. So as a result of, sort of. As a result, it tastes like I'm licking an ashtray.
But
so I don't enjoy that feeling at all. So I'm going to definitely be going with my Night's Watch. It's West Highland and it's absolutely fantastic.
So, like a brother with the Glenmoe 10, basic, great sample of a Highland. I would go with a Glenlivet 12 as well.
That's a really interesting box.
I was going to grab the illicit still, but I didn't. Yeah. We all do that.
This is the original 12 before they fucked it.
I was going to say, I don't recognize that unicorn.
Oh, this is before they bought out the Founders Reserve, and then they bought out the shitty grey box, and then they changed it to the new crappy green box. This is still in the paper wrapping with the sexy plant cream label. Yeah. This is when it was good. And the whiskey that I really fell in love with. Illicit still. So either one of those.
I want to make sure I give the exact quotes from the thing for Worf and O'Brien. Worf says, Esta, Parmakai. So he's talking with Dax. I like my blood wine very young and very sweet. And then for O'Brien, he says a specific year, which we can't do because he says 207, a single malt, preferably something from the Highlands. So thankfully, those two characters said it out loud.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Now, I'm probably going to get flack for this choice because there's certainly some discussion we had over what region they are technically, but
Loch Lomond Inchmurren.
Yep, it is a Highland.
Under the Scotch rules, you are correct.
Dude, at least you didn't put up that bullshit cheap ass reserve. I have that bottle. But I'm just like, it's one of those reserves that I'm going to crack out. I'm going to be like, look, it's a reserve. And in reality, I'm like, oh my God, this is like one of the cheapest bottles I fucking own. But by all means, please help yourselves.
Yep, you are correct. That is a Highland under the Scotch Whisky Association.
Yeah, you give me that look like you're technically correct, but I don't like that you're correct.
No, you're not wrong.
Technically, it's the best.
I was saying, that's fucking out. It's fucking way down south, but anyway, you're fine.
Picked it because I was thinking about surprisingly, I don't have a ton of Highland Scotch. Surprisingly, I think I have more Speyside and Islay than anything else. But I was thinking about flavor profiles, and with the Inchmurren, you've got that malty Highland Scotch thing going on, but you have a lot of the tropical notes that you would find in the high quality Irish as well.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I mean, Loch Lomond and their sister company, Glen Scotia. I mean, they're just kicking it out of the park. They're making some great stuff. Yep. Cool. All right. Computer. Next.
Affirmative.
Jesus, another Klingon? You prick.
Yes. But one that quotes Shakespeare.
Yeah, interesting. Klingon that quotes Shakespeare. McAllen, anybody? I don't know any McAllen, so I can't do that.
I'm trying to remember what he drank when he was on having dinner with.
They all drank the same thing, Romulan ale.
That's right. They were drinking Romulan ale.
Oh, God damn it.
Romulan ale must be pretty good if people drinking it. It's from the Romulans and no one's
the
Romulans.
I'm gonna have to do a whiskey Trek cocktails thing where we just make Trek things.
Oh my God. There's actually recipes and stuff out there. We should try and find them.
There's heaps. Yep.
Yeah, we should try and find them, and we all pick one.
Romulan ale, you just need blue curacao, and you just mix it with anything, and you're done. You got a Romulan ale.
Oh dear.
I'm thinking too hard. Stop it. I can hear you.
Yeah, no,
I can hear you all
You
thinking.
can feel the wood burning.
I wonder if you like Klingon opera too. You probably did. If Worf did.
Yeah. You haven't
What's his name?
listened to Shakespeare.
If you like Shakespeare, you probably like Klingon opera.
Yep. You haven't listened to Shakespeare until you listen to the original Klingon.
Probably sounds similar.
Can I bastardize my whiskey and blend two? Because I've done it. I've actually blended them in person and I loved it. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah. If you reckon he would mix two together?
See, I don't know. I don't know.
What is doing Chang?
Sweet porter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
So I picked two. Because I'm pretty sure my first choice you guys are gonna make me toss out because it's not technically a whiskey.
Not technically. Well, I'm sorry, not technically. Oh my god.
Plantation rum.
Trinidad rum finished in Colombian barrels.
Doesn't count.
Fuck you. Come on. Perfect choice.
Hey, the top of the screen it says whiskey track. Whiskey.
It's finished in whiskey barrels.
Any whiskey.
Yeah, but I got ripped for this in the beginning too, remember? When I was asking you about the white spirit. Like, what do you expect was going to happen?
Yeah.
You knew that was going to happen.
As long as it's whiskey. It's got to be whiskey.
I thought it might get...
I'm gonna
get a pass because it's finished.
I'm gonna say William LaRue Weller because I don't think it exists, and neither does Romulan ale. Even though I don't have a William LaRue Weller,
Then you can't pick it.
Yeah, we're not allowed to pick it.
Nice try though. I like the logic.
it's right here.
You sure? Yeah, fuck you.
That was Eagle Rare.
I'm gonna go with the cop-out pick here because it's red and sweet.
Well, you kind of. Well, I was thinking the same kind of thing. I'm going to Martin 14 Portwood.
In that case, I will match what you guys are doing, and I will go my Glenmorangie sherry cask with my red.
Yep.
I'm gonna go blue spot because it's blue.
Yeah.
He's Klingon.
I mean, if we use that logic, I should have picked Bruichladdich Classic Laddie.
I was going to say I would have just gone for my fucking Classic Laddie now,
blue.
wouldn't I? Or my Glenfiddich 14.
Well, General Chang's sophisticated. He likes opera, so this is a gentleman's drink.
Oh, my Glenfiddich Solera.
I'm just waiting for you not to. I don't say the one I'm holding, please. The Glenfiddich. Don't do it.
All right, bring it up.
What is
Hey,
it?
Joe, what you got?
It's Fire and Cane.
I thought about it, dude.
That's a good choice.
I thought about it right at the beginning.
I like it.
I did. I thought about it right at the beginning, and I was like, no, they'll give me shit for it because.
No, that's what
that's a good choice.
Son of a bitch. Friggin' Aaron burns them all. That would have been a perfect choice.
Big freaking my saliva.
And the other tomato, which is the Vallejo Hogshead, which is a wine finished one as well, and I think you'd like that too.
Yeah, that's the one with that we got the other month.
Pick the Burns Malt.
Yep.
David came home and he tried it, by the way. Really likes it.
Oh, it's tasty. I've got to stop
It's
myself from drinking
so-
it.
it's
It's
so
like
good.
Nutella cake.
Yeah.
He wouldn't like the packaging or the bottle, but I think he'd like the spirit.
See, I really like the bottle. It's
Yeah,
nice.
Jan Chang's not going to like the bottle.
He's not gonna give a shit.
Oh, really? You're out in airlock. This is General Chang we're talking about. Unleash the dogs of war. Computer, next.
Affirmative.
I'd give real money if he'd shut up.
Another hologram.
I mean, I'm just going to go bang straight up with Jack Daniels Sinatra. I mean, done.
Right.
Yeah, Jack Daniels single barrel proof. Next. Really? 2 holograms?
Yeah,
Thing, this
sentient
hologram, you can at
holograms.
least go, yeah, he drinks something. Definitely.
He drinks something.
But the
If it was
doctor
Scotch
thinks-
Offerman edition. What, for Chang or for...
Oh. If it's
Ooh,
Scotch,
okay.
yeah, I've got the first 11 year. I own the first 11 year Nick Offerman edition. I do have that.
Is that what you're going with?
If it wasn't Scotch, though.
So for Vic Fontaine, I'm just going to go straight up with Jack Daniels Sinatra.
Yeah.
But if it was Scotch,
Yeah.
the Florid PX.
Oh, good choice. No, I'm going to have to go with the Lagavulin 11 year Offerman edition. I have that, and I think that'd be it. If it was Scotch, like you said. But you're spot on. You're on the money with Jack Daniels Sinatra. I just don't own it. What are you thinking, Jim? I can hear your brain.
Well, you said single barrel.
Single barrel what?
But if it's a Scotch.
Jack Daniels. I mean, if it's Jack Daniels single barrel proof. If it's a Scotch for Vic Damone. And I'm just gonna go back to the Dewar's 12. Oh, he's a freaking hologram.
No, so the Offerman edition for Chang. Yeah, that's what I thought you might meant. But yeah. But the obvious one is obviously Sinatra. But if we're going to go for a Scotch or anything else, what would you pick other than Jack Daniels?
I wouldn't pick Jack Daniels, though. Is it Scotch for him? I would pick Four Roses as the bourbon. I had to think about what kind of bourbons were around in the 1950s, 1960s. Apparently,
Yeah,
that
he was
was
modeled on like 1968, I think. About
Something like that.
1968-ish. Because originally Vic was meant to be played by Frank Sinatra Jr. But he was too busy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
This is one of the there is one of my favorite parts of doing this, is because those little fun facts are my favorite part of this.
So for non-Scotch, I'm going to go Weller Antique.
Okay.
Just because it's kind of that classic bourbon, Americana, weeded. Anyway, Scotch though, I don't know. Like, I don't have any like crazy. Maybe the Springbank 12 cask strength.
Oh. Would he drink that one?
No.
If all you have is a sample, does that count?
You still
yeah.
technically own it, so
Yep. If you still have the spirit, I don't care whether it's 5 ml or 500 ml, as long as you've got some of it, that counts. because you've drunk it.
So he wants you to have it so you can actually drink it. That's the whole excuse, I think. Drink all of it.
Well, that's one of that's a good point. Yeah.
I'm cheating on my Scotch. As far as the bourbon, it'd be a Four Roses. I have the single barrel, but I think he'd have the small batch. Maybe he has the single barrel.
Four Roses is not a bad call on that, actually.
I was trying to think of 1950s, 60s bourbons. That was the real trick.
Yeah.
And for Scotch, a Glendronach 15 would probably be something he'd pour. I can see it behind the bar.
Yeah, well, that's why I went with Bush.
I haven't opened this one yet, but I do have a sample.
Oh, you know what? And for the Scotch, I would say Glenfiddich 12. You're thinking 50, 60, 70. You're thinking what single malts were around and readily available in that time period? There weren't many.
In the 50s, 60s.
Glenfiddich was one of the few.
Yeah, but not only that, he wasn't. He was set in DS9 time. He wasn't set in 60s, even though his character was in that era, but he was aware of the modern. Even though we're splitting hairs then, because then you wouldn't be able to get now.
Yeah. All right, next character.
you know, it would be on the rocks. You know, it would be.
You're getting too
in
technical.
A rock glass.
Computer, next.
I don't know, Johnny Blue.
So Sugar Kitty's saying Johnny Blue.
I disagree, only because I don't think he's that wanky.
I would say Johnny Black, but I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't think he's that wanky because it's so overpriced for such a basic product. So I downgrade him to the Gold Reserve if you're going to go along those lines.
I was in black.
Yeah, you went basic, bitch.
Basic's red. That's basic.
Yeah, but the basic is red.
That's true. That is so true.
Computer, next.
Affirmative.
Oh
yeah.
Nice. Oh. I like this. I wish I had Old Forester, but I don't. Shoot.
Damn it, Jim.
Yeah, damn it, Jim.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor, not a distiller.
Jim, you can't ask me to pick just one Scotch.
I feel like he would own all of the Game of Thrones scotches. I kind of do. Look at Mike just being like.
I would hate to pick just one.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, this
Isn't that like a nightmare? Like, that's what I hate. I almost hate ordering whiskey in a bar or a restaurant because I'm like, oh, hell no, that's not a $21 pour. No.
Yeah,
I got that at home. I have the whole bottle. I don't need a pour of that.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't have to be what he would drink. You can match a bottle to his character.
Which is why I said I honestly feel like he would own all of the Game of Thrones collection of whiskeys because they all bring something new to the table. So depending on how shit his day was, he would go for something different. I don't feel like I'm just saying, like, I don't feel like he's one bottle kind of guy.
Yellow
alert.
Yellow alert.
Yeah, I just don't think he's one bottle kind of guy.
It's McCoy. He's an old-fashioned Southern gentleman. He's brought up mint juleps before on at least one episode. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be this particular Old Overholt, but just take the 80 proof or the 86 proof, but Old Overholt.
What is that exactly? I haven't seen it before.
This is the 11-year-old Old Overholt that was only released in 2 states last year. It's straight rye whiskey from Jim Beam.
Okay, that's why I haven't heard of it because I don't pay attention to Jim Beam product. What do you reckon? Do you think he's a Pappy's kind of guy? I love Jim's face. He's like, meh.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he might be a Pappy's kind of guy, but I still stand by. He goes through so much. Honestly, he goes through so much. At the end of the day, there are going to be some days when he's just going to want something nice, something mellow, like a little Cardew here or a little Del.
I picture him sitting down with a classic looking bottle.
Oh my God.
A little bottled in bond because of the structure and the rules that bottled in bond have. And he's an E.H. Taylor small batch kind of guy. He's American.
Doctor, Wild Turkey 101 wouldn't touch Scotch if you paid him.
Yeah, I don't see him as like a bougie Scotch drinker.
Oh, not at all. But I mean,
not that you have to be bougie to drink Scotch, but look at Ken. He's pretty bougie.
Oh my Lord.
I can't even tell what Ken pulled out.
All right, for Scotch, Kleinleach 14. Because it's nice and simple, refreshing, and it's got a nice the honey coating. Nice and simple, easy sipper to kick back with. For bourbon, I would go to Russell's.
DMGKY. Yeah, Stahl is an actual red shirt. I'm the chief engineer. I don't die. He does.
I'm not big on bourbon. I'm still dipping my toes into the water.
No worries.
I really did enjoy the Knob Creek barrel proof that I had recently. But if anything, I haven't had it. I do have a bottle. I haven't had it yet. Probably like just one of the most classics, the 94 Elijah, if that's where you're going to go. I've had the Wild Turkey, the 101. I think it's trash. Like, I'm sorry. Wild Turkey 101 is absolute garbage. I'm sorry.
Oh, the old version of Southern Comfort that was actually flavored whiskey? Whoa.
Southern Comfort was made to make it like whatever it was drinkable.
Southern Comfort tastes really sweet, like sugary, like super sugary.
I can never drink it again.
Yeah, if I smelt that, I would.
Why is it that sweet? Why have they done that? What is it? Is it supposed
college
to
kids
be
to cover up the alcohol?
Yep. Cover up the burn and the whole flavor of
it's
cheap nasty.
It's meant for college kids, basically.
So that way it doesn't taste like burn? Okay.
Pretty much.
Is that also the whole purpose of American honey as well?
Anything flavored is for children.
I do not understand. I don't understand why American honey even exists.
I think they also like using them for mixers here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's clearly not a me thing, but no, Wild Turkey, I definitely disagree. It's trash. From what I have heard, I am actually getting more excited to try the Elijah Craig the more I see the different barrel picks and the store picks and the varieties that exist. And I'm quite excited to try just the basic 94. So that'd have to be my bourbon.
What are you going with, Brian?
I know what I want to go with, but I don't have it.
I know what I want.
There was mention of him using Tennessee whiskey in his baked beans for whatever reason.
In Star Trek 5?
Yeah, he mentioned that, and I was like, I don't really have a lot of Tennessee whiskey. I would say, Jack Daniels or something, but since I don't have it, I have to go with like Chattanooga or Dickel. I probably lean towards Chattanooga, even though that doesn't seem like a Tennessee whiskey.
Don't you dare give Bones Dickel.
No, I thought
like all of those, just so you know.
So I'd have to go with.
I'm an equal opportunity whiskey drinker.
I'm saying that as someone who doesn't mind Dickel. Don't give Bones Dickel.
I don't mind it either. It's not my go-to, but I don't hate it. But again, it's not my go-to. I have so many random Chattanoogas over here too. Chattanooga does some crazy stuff, and I figure like the doctor would go for like random crazy stuff because he's a doctor. I don't know.
I really just hate it when people act like dickles.
Touch your dickle. I'm gonna go with the apricot brandy one. Sounds fun.
Oh, apricot brandy.
Yeah, it's finished in apricot brandy barrels. They do weird shit, man. I have one like honey, and then I have one maple. It's bizarre. Some of them are really gross, and they're way over there.
Jack Daniel's apple.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck on don't touch your dickle.
Don't touch your dickle after you eat a hot chip.
Oh my lord.
All right, last one. Computer, next.
Go fast.
Computer, next.
Affirmative.
No!
This is going to be impossible. Impossible, I say.
Impossible.
I definitely like him better with facial hair.
He's hot.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, but he's so fine.
I know, we're like twins.
We
We both have arms and legs.
If we're gonna talk about Riker, we just have to do
similarities.
Yeah, you got to step over the back of the chair to go sit down on the captain's.
Get up, Mike.
We got to do the Riker maneuver.
Get up, Mike.
Sitting in a chair like that could hurt yourself. He did that.
Yeah,
because
especially
of his
with the
back,
spinach.
right?
Yeah.
He did that because he had back issues. He still has back issues.
Yep.
Now, what is Riker's whiskey?
Riker maneuver.
I got it.
Oh, you like the seat? You like the flannel?
Oh, it's easy. Based on Julie's comment, that's.
Oh,
easy.
I know exactly what I'm picking. I don't even have to think about it.
Well, what is it?
Oh no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Based on Julie's what? Based on Julie's comment, what?
It's easy to pick.
Yeah. How easy?
It's the Old Forester single barrel proof. Because what did you call him? What did you call him?
I called him stunning.
You called him hot.
Oh, I did. I called him hot. Yeah, because he's fine.
This is hot. Oh, I'm pointing it at the microphone. Can you see that?
Okay.
Like, there's the microphone.
It's great.
Yep.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. Can I have some?
This guy is 126 proof. Feels like 135 proof.
126.
So that's 63%.
That's almost on par with where I'm going. Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Yep. Okay. I'm going with what I reviewed. Actually, I'm just gonna go get it because the bottle. You have to see the bottle.
The bottle better be hot.
The bottle is beautiful.
What you got, Ken?
Next question.
I just went with Eagle Rare. I like Eagle Rare and I like Riker. That was easy. And I can see him pouring this easily.
I could see that. Because he's not really bougie.
No. I mean, this is one that's like weird because it's hard to get now because it's stupid shit. But
yeah, so I could see him like the cheap rarity, of it. Yeah. Like not cheap, but
it's not cheap. It's $35 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If I can find it. And if they don't jack it.
In all honesty, for anybody that's not like European, I probably could have grabbed the Eagle Rare. Because it's kind of a very morphable bottle.
Yeah, I still want one of the big bottles if I can ever find one.
All right.
I just saw one yesterday, buddy.
I'm going with my Oregon single malt. I'm going with my 62.5 Westwood. This bottle is absolutely stunning.
Dude, look at that bottle with all the different.
It is so much prettier in person.
Yeah, but you could see the contours in it. That's pretty neat.
And
G'day, Donna Pass.
check that out.
Yeah, that
Hey,
gold.
that's just like Jim's bottle.
Like, you go with a tater.
No, I think her bottle's better looking than this one.
Oh
Dude,
my
I
God,
will say that reminds me of Riker, though, Jim. That's a
I
good
also
call.
like this. I love the carton it comes into.
Oh yeah.
That is just a pretty thing. And it has got a punch. It has character, flavor, depth. It is scrumptious. Yeah. I didn't even have to think about this.
Lagavulin 16.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous. Just kidding. I like it. Good idea.
You're kidding. That's just mean.
Taste that needle port finish. Oh,
No, she's just being mean.
Riker's drink is absent, so would be a rye drinker.
We're in overtime.
Yep.
Ship's gonna explode.
I was actually looking at the Redwood Empire Lost Monarch because that's the only Redwood Empire I got along the lines with the port thing. But that's why I was thinking Lagavulin 16 because it is a gentleman's drink.
I could buy if I ever saw a haystack needle port finish, I would buy it and I would overpay for it.
Yeah, I would deliberately make sure I overpaid.
Yeah, it is really good.
When they bring out the next batch, I will be killing some people to get some of that.
Yeah. I could have put the haystack needle port finish with just about any character because I think everybody would like it.
Yeah, and if they didn't, get out.
Yeah, they didn't belong in Star Trek. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. Alrighty. That's a wrap up for this episode. So next episode, I think we should do the same kind of thing, but we're going to do it with Starfleet ships and bridges.
What do you mean?
We're going to pick our favorite ships and bridges.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
How is that relevant to the
on the
whiskey
bridge?
component?
Well,
Oh, as in like this is the bridge I want to be on, and this is what I would drink on that bridge.
Yeah, well, it's just going to be a random bridge and a ship come up.
What would you drink on that bridge?
Go, yep. What would you drink on that bridge? Or
we can debate the merits of it. We like, we don't
like
like
the merits of it. You know, the goods and the bads about it, and then you pair that with the whiskey that you think.
David should be home. David should be home for that one too. So we'll see.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Hey, so here's a question: would Riker be drinking it neat or on the rocks?
Oh, neat.
That's why I picked the Blantons, because you can use the Blantons neat, or you can use it for a cocktail. And Riker strikes me as the guy who likes both.
Yeah,
he's definitely a cocktail drinker.
Yeah,
that's why I picked this. I picked this because neat, but also equally as delicious with a bit of water.
Yep. And like the Lagavulin 16, you can drink that. It's nice and complex and got good flavor, but you could have that in a penicillin, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cheers.
Alrighty. Yep. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
As always. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you next time. Now I gotta find the screen.